This is NDDC Today. Did the NDDC meet its infrastructural development mandate in 2021? 1. A multi-billion naira NDDC corporate headquarters to consolidate the work of the Commission delivered. 2. A first-of-its-kind Special Police Unit SPU barracks to help the police deliver on its protective role delivered. Niger Delta tertiary institutions get another boost as the NDDC commissions another 1,050-bed hostel. Is the NDDC on course? In spite of all the challenges, see for yourself. We all know the challenges which have bedeviled the NDDC in the recent years. As it turned out, these were good developments for the NDDC, as it made the Commission to look back on itself to see if it was meeting public expectations. The government fired the first salvo, as you'll remember, when this self-examining process necessitated a forensic audit of the NDDC. The government was speaking the minds of many Nigerians who for many years thought many resources of the Commission were not put to maximum judicious use.
The amount of money which the federal government is religiously allocating to NDDC, we would like to see the results on the ground, and those that are responsible for that, I think, will eventually be asked to explain certain issues.
That was many months ago. Since then, many things, as you will remember, have happened.
It is a privilege to stand before you as acting MD, CEO of the Niger Delta Development Commission.
Rapid change of executives, amelioration of relationships between supervising executives and the NDDC, and cooperation and realignment of loyalties between the Commission and state governments of the region.
NDDC will eventually live up to its full expectations. It's our hope. We genuinely hope for it. And for that to truly happen, there has to be a strong partnership between the NDDC and the states.
NDDC is not an ethnic organization. NDDC is not a tribal organization. You are a critical stakeholder as long as oil is being produced in your place. That is why, over the years, in the 9 states of the Federation that are producing oil, a lot of intervention programs and projects have been carried out in those states.
The essence, the intent of the founding fathers of the NDDC was to see how that commission will be a body that will support the states of the Niger Delta and the development of the region.
Now, on settling down or with a new thinking, can we take a look at some of what the Commission has done in the past 1 year to justify a new confidence in it? Not forgetting that one of the aims of the Commission is to provide infrastructure for development. What can we safely say have been the seeables in the last 1 year to show that the Commission has been meeting up to its mandate of providing infrastructure? These are the seeables. The first one that comes straight to the eye is the new NDDC headquarters. A permanent structure where the ideas that will drive the Commission can better be seasoned and blossom. A place representative of the mandate and class of the Commission. A place that holds out the ideals of the collective wealth of the Niger Delta. This is the result.
As a staff of this commission, I'm indeed very happy to be part of this success story.
It's like a dream come true that I'm housed, as I speak, I'm housed at the 7th floor of this magnificent edifice. It's like a dream come true. A lot of us have come, have sojourned and have retired and never had an opportunity of being housed in this wonderful edifice.
Some of us who came to NDDC and very soon will retire. I've thought that maybe this thing will not happen during our watch. But thank God that is happening while we are still in the system.
The new headquarters edifice now accommodates all the 11 directorates of the Commission.
This is a 13-story building that accommodates offices from the 2nd floor to the 13th floor. The first floor actually is a basement where we have car parking space, and we also have the ancillary building. That one is a 4-story building that will accommodate our restaurants. We also accommodate some banks will be there. There will be a town hall for a hall for our town hall meetings, and we also have 1 or 2 offices also on the ancillary building.
It was commissioned on March 11, 2021. Barely 3 months after Akwa's assumption of office as interim administrator, CEO of the NDDC, and after the intervention of the minister, Senator Godswill Akpabio.
Kudos to the Minister of the Niger Delta Affairs, Godswill Akpabio, for keeping to his words that in his time he must ensure that this project, that NDDC moves from being a tenant to being housed in its own building, its own property.
I must congratulate again the interim administrator in the person of Barrister Effiong Akwa, who has come and then has driven this project.
The story of this magnificent edifice is better told by the original owners of the project idea.
I started it and it was to cost me, I think, 7 billion or so.
Naira.
Then, Naira, yes. And then it was approved. Babangida approved it. But I saw that as a major developmental objective for the Umpadek, because when I got in there, they were residing or squatting in somewhere near Presidential Hotel, which was later styled Biriye House. And they were paying huge sums of rent. And I calculated that that rent, if we stopped paying it for a year or 2 years, it would be enough for us to start a building and even conclude it. So I scaled down our occupation of that building. We removed ourselves from part of it, and the money from there, I invested it to start this new building. And it went on. I could have been completed had I been there.
Other critical stakeholders who played major and significant roles in the headquarters project for the several years the construction was awaited also bear their minds on the eventual completion of the NDDC head office.
I remember that it was abandoned for many years from the time of Umpadek. It was in my hotel room that we resolved the issues with the contractor and asked him to come back to site. And he came back, and in the year to 15 months that we spent, we were able to raise it to the 12th floor.
I am so excited, so happy, almost joining that gentleman in the Bible. He said, Lord, let thy servant depart in peace, for my eyes have seen thy salvation. But I'm not going to depart. I rather want to join in the celebration of the completion of this beautiful edifice. It is the Niger Delta Temple. It's the symbol of that region.
I wish all of us the best, and I know that the Almighty will use this commission to do more for this region. The region needs development, and human beings will bring this development to pass. And you and I will bring it to pass. If we do not relent in our efforts, we are going to see greater and better things.
When we came in, we looked at that project, we looked at the contract itself, we saw that there were so many moving parts. We came to the determination that if the project had to be completed, that then it had to be done, differently. We looked at the contractors, we looked at, the terms of the contract, and I'm happy that we took that bold initiative. We terminated the project from the previous contractor who had been on site for very long. He did his best. I wouldn't say he didn't do anything. He did his best.
The second project that must stand out in the last year was the Umagwa Police Barracks, built by the NDDC. Now everybody knows that without security, no development can take place anywhere. Everybody also knows the security situation of the Niger Delta, and that if we don't secure our security personnel, they cannot secure us. 6 months after the commissioning of the Commission's headquarters building, President Muhammadu Buhari, represented by his vice, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, again on September 28, 2021, commissioned the Special Protection Unit Base 6 Barracks at Umagwa in Ikwere local government area of Rivers State. This once abandoned police barrack project of the NDDC had suffered budget delays for about 12 years. The completion of this first of its kind barracks in the Niger Delta attracted endless appreciation of the NDDC from different stakeholders across the region and beyond.
It's been a long time coming, so under the administration of His Excellency President Buhari, we are here and we are pleased that to this day we are commissioning this unit, this police unit. And we have about 128 blocks, which I know that all of us are all aware of the security challenges in the country. But I believe that under this administration, we can cross our hands and believe that with this facility in place, it can alleviate so many security issues and challenges.
Number 3 significant project of the NDDC 2021 must be the University of Uyo hostel accommodation. The story of students' accommodation in the Niger Delta tertiary institutions in the past has always been a pathetic one. Stories of unlivable conditions of students that one is ashamed to tell. The NDDC took the challenge upon itself many years back to build 18 ultra-modern prototype hostels, 2 in each of its constituent states of the NDDC, to ease the sufferings and the countless terrible situations of students in tertiary institutions across the region. After several others, the University of Uyo, Akwa Ibom State is the latest institution to take delivery of a brand new hostel. The atmosphere was electrifying as various dignitaries, cultural troops, and indeed Niger Deltans trooped out at the University of Uyo, Akwa Ibom State to witness the commissioning ceremony of the 1,050-bed space prototype student hostel, built and donated to the university by the NDDC. The feeling of everyone there at the event was indeed palpable. Speaking at the virtual commissioning, which he performed from the Presidential Council chambers in Abuja, President Buhari said the NDDC has demonstrated that it can meet the yearnings of the people of the Niger Delta. He commended the Minister of the Niger Delta Affairs as well as the management of the NDDC for proving as a people and government the right and proper things can be done to improve the living conditions of all Nigerians. President Muhammadu Buhari stated that the federal government has invested significantly in the NDDC, saying this outlay of resources must be justified with verifiable projects prudently and efficiently implemented, which will improve the living standards of the people. He said that in the past 12 months, he has begun to see important signs that the NDDC is ready to assume its statutory responsibility of addressing the needs of the people it was established to serve. Speaking at the occasion, the Minister of the Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio, stated that President Muhammadu Buhari is committed to the sustainable development of the Niger Delta region, noting that the NDDC and Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs are involved in multiple projects aimed at bringing succor to the people of the Niger Delta.
I do know that as somebody who is working closely with President Muhammadu Buhari, that is very focused on developing Nigeria. He is very focused on making legacy for Nigeria. He is very focused on changing the life of the people of Nigeria. And above all, he is very, very determined to leave Niger Delta better than he met it. Far, far better than he met it.
Senator Akpabio further stated that the hostel complex is a metaphor of the overall transformation of the NDDC under the direction of Mr. President into an agency that is worthy of his promise and vision, an agency better equipped to discharge its mandate of facilitating the sustainable development of the Niger Delta into a region that is socially stable, politically peaceful, economically prosperous, and ecologically regenerative. In his welcome address, the NDDC Interim Administrator, Dr. Effiong Akwa, stated that the 1,050-bed hostel is an aspect of the overall investment of the NDDC. He posited that the NDDC is committed to the development of the human resources of the Niger Delta, hence the investment in the students' hostels. Akwa declared that this is the third time in 2021 alone that President Muhammadu Buhari will be commissioning an NDDC project, noting that this is particularly significant for the commission. He advised the university authorities to look into procuring a professional facility administrator to manage the new hostel complex and urged the students who will live there and use the facilities to understand the sacrifices made by all, particularly by government, to provide them with a better living and learning environment.
I urge you therefore that you must fervently make effective use of this place, that you do all that is within your power to keep the facilities clean, intact, and so that the dreams could be kept alive.
With this view of the hostel, I would say it's very, very nice, because one thing about academics, good environment is very, really important as a student. And so with this kind of hostel and environment you have there, I would say it's an excellent one, sir.
I want to say a very good kudos to the NDDC for bringing up such thing like this, just to help the students to be able to stay and have a good serene environment for them to have their good learning. And maybe staying in here is going to help them to maybe, let's say, stay here, they can read, and the electricity and everything that are being included in the hostel is going to give them a very good environment for them to have a nice learning.
NDDC is trying to create a very big impact and awareness for the Nigerian students, so we can also, if they are not okay with their homes, this is a comfort place for them to stay.
I count myself as the luckiest Vice Chancellor because many who were here before me cried, did everything to bring back this hostel. I think it is my time. That's why this morning the visitor described me as a lucky Vice Chancellor, which I accept so.
In their goodwill messages, the chairman of the Senate Committee on the Niger Delta, Peter Wamboshi, and the House Representatives Committee on the Niger Delta, Honorable Olubumi Tunji-Ojo, said they were pleased to be part of the commissioning ceremony.
I am proud to be associated with NDDC at this point in time. When the history of this legacy project of the Buhari administration is written, no doubt all who contributed one way or the other will be happy to have played their part.
This hostel will not only provide comfortable accommodation to our students, but will also reiterate the commitment of the new NDDC on its mandate of providing support to the people of the Niger Delta.
The feeling of joy over the commissioning of the project was also shared by various dignitaries and past alumni of the institution at the occasion.
We are aware of the great things that His Excellency, our President, our dear President, that is doing, not only to the Niger Delta, but the entire Federation. So we thank him, we ask God to continue to bless him, we ask God to continue to touch the lieutenants that he has around himself, so that this great work will continue.
You will be having problem of carrying capacity in this university because we've not been having enough students, enough space for students, classroom, enough space for accommodation, and this is adding value to this, and this is answering that.
For us to see this transformation today, the Alumni Association is entirely happy. We are excited. We appreciate the NDDC. We appreciate Mr. President.
I am so happy that our effort is not in vain, because there's a situation we could have donated this massive size of land to the university and it is not utilized. So we are so happy finding this kind of edifice in my community. I'm so happy.
I can assure you this is another huge legacy and landmark project. I mean, kudos again to our own very son, whom we are well proud, and that is Dr. Effiong Akwa. Then with the cooperation of the Honorable Minister for the Niger Delta, and of course the President Commander-in-Chief, like he said during the commissioning, that he has given a directive that projects should be completed instead of awarding new ones.
It's a beautiful project that will stand the test of time. You know, all over. You know that this is not the first. We've had in Futo, we've had in the River State University, we've had in about 3 or 4 other universities, and some others are still in the making. So it's a beautiful edifice that will stand the test of time and speaks eloquently of the desire of the Commission to do things that will, that will impact in the lives of the people.
There is no doubt that the NDDC in 2021 has tried to reposition itself to function as a true development agency. The problems have been a myriad, but the interim administrator and his team seem determined that no matter what, under his watch, the light of the NDDC must continue to glimmer. And they hope that the Commission holds out for the over 23 million Niger Deltans must be kept alive. Did the NDDC meet its infrastructural development mandate in 2021? 1. A multi-billion naira NDDC corporate headquarters to consolidate the work of the Commission delivered. 2. A first-of-its-kind Special Police Unit SPU barracks to help the police deliver on its protective role delivered. Niger Delta tertiary institutions get another boost as the NDDC commissions another 1,050-bed hostel. Is the NDDC on course? In spite of all the challenges, see for yourself.